It's hard when you're fleshing out a vision. People think it's easy. If it didn't work and it didn't succeed, people could look around and say, you're failing.
We were like, how's this going to work?
I heard people say, oh, you can't outgive God. You send 100 out, God will send 100 back. Well, not always. And I remember that morning saying, you know what, this idea of 150, forget it.
Preservation of the mission, or the advancement of the mission, or even the preservation of sound doctrine only happens when we're giving it away.
But it's the reason we do it and invest in it is because that's the next generation of missionaries. We're discipling our people who go and participate. Churches have to be able to reproduce leaders. They've got to develop their own leaders or you're not going to make it.
Most churches pull leaders from other places and bring them into their system. But the reality is we have a lot of people in our seats who don't know they're called yet.
That was our champions. Like we want to lean into how we're identifying, how we're equipping them, how we're developing them, and then how we're launching them into that work.
I started going to Calvary when I was 12 years old. I remember volunteering in the children's ministry, and when I went to high school, I had a friend who was very interested in missions, and I just loved her love for Jesus, and I said, I want to love Jesus like that. And I thought, wow, that would be amazing, but being a missionary is for someone that's special and set apart and holy. But then when I went on a mission trip during the summer of my freshman year of college, God gave me a heart for Uganda. I think the biggest thing that I was equipped with from Calvary is relationships that still exist today. They poured wisdom into me when I was young, but they still walk with me today. As a disciple of Christ, the thing that we have to champion is Jesus' name. And I've learned that over and over again. If I point people to myself, then I'm going to leave them empty. The Lord is my banner, and that is who I'm holding up, and that is who they're called to exalt.
God's called us to go labor, to do the work, to go and enter into new communities, share the gospel, and make disciples. All of the fruit is not our job. That's God's job.
When I went to Kabong, Uganda, I worked with a tribe that had one church at the time. But in my time there, I saw that one church become 8 churches. And so from the very beginning, I knew it was not about making a big church bigger. It was about multiplying churches so that the glory of God could be spread far and wide.
That just kept resonating in my soul. What are you going to do today that matters 150 years from now? And you just begin to realize, here is a guy who planted a church in Clearwater. Our people would never know his name if it weren't connected with Calvary. And yet he planted something that outlived him and outlasted him. And you have to start thinking like that. What are you going to do that's going to outlive you? And when you stand before Jesus, is going to count for the kingdom. That's what we got to run after.